The provincial law enforcement force announced in an urgent statement that, following the targeting of the enemy American Zionist F-35 fighter in the central region of the country, and that the pilot or pilots of this fighter may have landed in Kogaluyeh and Boyer Ahmed, all tribespeople and villagers are requested to cooperate with the military and law enforcement forces.
U.S. launches high-risk rescue mission deep inside Iran after an F-15E fighter jet goes down in hostile enemy territory. One crew member successfully extracted from danger, but the second pilot remains missing amid intense search operations. Crash site in Khuzestan province transforms into high-stakes hunt zone, dangerously close to the Iraq border region. American night operations capabilities face severe testing as Iranian ground surveillance tightens across the operational area. Iranian forces and local militias flood the crash vicinity, with reports circulating of a $60,000 bounty offered for capture. In this desperate race against time, the critical question hangs: who reaches the downed pilot first? Washington's teams or Tehran's hunters? A high-stakes search and rescue operation is unfolding in Iran after a U.S. fighter jet was shot down during a combat mission over Iranian territory. The F-15E Strike Eagle went down on March 3 with 2 crew members on board. One was rescued within hours while the other remains missing. The fate of the second pilot remains uncertain, as he or she is still missing in hostile territory and presumed to be evading Iranian and pro-regime forces. The crash site has been located in Khuzestan province, a sensitive region near the Iraq border where fighting and mobility are complicated by terrain and local militia activity. Military experts told the New York Post that U.S. forces are likely to use the cover of darkness to conduct their search, treating the night window as the most viable option. Nighttime operations favor U.S. forces due to their superior night vision goggles, infrared targeting systems, and experience in low-visibility combat. This technological edge allows rescue teams to move more stealthily while reducing the risk of being spotted or engaged by enemy ground units. Darkness also helps the downed pilot remain concealed, giving them a better chance to avoid patrols and stay in hiding until contact can be made. Captain Ron Alvarado said, and I quote, "Night is the best because you can't be seen. Dawn and dusk are also good periods of time because you can see, but not necessarily be seen." Obviously, he or she is going to stand out like a sore thumb, so the biggest thing is to remain unsighted. Right now, that pilot is evading capture, hunkering down and remaining low to the ground to evade the enemy. He or she is going to be trying to use radio to communicate for a rescue. Unquote. The missing pilot is likely trained in SEER techniques: survival, evasion, resistance, and escape, specifically designed for scenarios behind enemy lines. Such training teaches pilots how to evade capture, survive in harsh environments, avoid booby traps, and eventually reach rendezvous points with rescue teams. Experts believe the pilot may be lying low, using folds of terrain, tree lines, and riverbanks as cover while attempting intermittent radio contact when it is safe. However, factors such as possible injuries, limited medical supplies, and malfunctioning equipment significantly complicate the situation on the ground. The desert and semi-arid terrain of the region adds to the difficulty, offering little natural shelter during daylight hours and increasing exposure to patrols. Time is now a critical factor, as prolonged exposure not only raises the risk of detection but also degrades the pilot's physical and mental endurance. The mission remains a race against time, with hopes resting largely on the pilot's training, discipline, and the protective cover offered by darkness. In the search for the pilot, American boots have hit the ground in Iran for the first time in this war, marking a rare direct ground infiltration scenario. The Telegraph reported that U.S. Special Forces entered Iran on April 3 to conduct a high-risk ground rescue operation for the stranded crew member. 2 helicopters, along with an HC-130J Combat King II configured for search and rescue missions, were dispatched into Iranian airspace as part of the effort. A low-flying refueling aircraft also supported the helicopters, enabling them to remain on station longer and extend their operational reach. However, the mission soon came under fire from Iranian ground forces using light weapons and small arms fire directed at the low-flying aircraft. Both helicopters were reportedly hit, with one seen trailing smoke as it pulled back toward Iraqi airspace under emergency conditions. Nevertheless, the mission succeeded in rescuing one of the stranded crew members, who was extracted and taken to a medical facility for evaluation. Iranian state media has since broadcast images of local militias and security forces mobilizing across the same region, claiming to be on the hunt for the remaining downed pilot.